Okay, battery on, check fuel, okay, let's go down here, let's use the checklist in the electronic flight bag. Okay, so TSO tube has been removed. Looking at the operating handbook, airplane weight we just checked and set, parking brake set, control wheel lock removed, ignition switch we just put to off, avionics switches we just put to off, master switch is on, fuel quantity we've just checked, low fuel annunciator is extinguished, avionics switch 1, so bus 1 on, and we can hear okay, there we go, and let's turn off this one. Okay, so we can hear the cooling fan, and for the rear we hear that cooling fan too, so we can now switch them off. Static air pressure is in the off position, annunciator switch test and hold, done. Fuel valves both set to both, fuel shutoff is pushed in and on, extend flaps, check, keto heat to come on, check, warm to the touch, keto heat off, master switch off. Okay, elevator trim set for takeoff. Check. Baggage door checked and locked, autopilot set exhaust don't have, rudder gust lock removed, tail downs, tie downs for the tail removed, control surfaces checked, trim tab checked, antennas checked, right wing trailing edge, we've done the walk around, we've done the pre-flight exterior checks. So that's the pre-flight inspection complete. Passenger briefing we did previously, but for the benefits of the recording, so this is going to be a flight from where we are on the ramp, Aberdeen. We will be heading from Aberdeen out onto a, what's the course? So the westerly course 296 to Kintours, 3-minute track, and then from there Inverneess, track 340, and then from there to track 299 for 4 minutes to Inch. All of that at flight level that cannot go below, above I should say, 020, so 2,000 feet, need to stay below 2,000 feet. Elevation along the way is 1,400 feet, so just need to be conscious of that. And then it will be a turn to 321 degrees to Huntley, where elevation is 4,500 feet, so we need to stay, also not to descend below 2,000 feet above ground level as we pass over the built up areas. That's a 5-minute track. We then continue on that course 321 to Keith for another 4 minutes, and then from there it's Flightsimulator on a course of 316 for 3 minutes, and then from there Forest on a course 275 for 9 minutes before we then turn 261 into Inverness on an 8-minute track. So we have 114 odd pounds of fuel on board. We need for the flight estimated about 111. It is a block time for this trip of about 100, what is it? We need about 112 litres of fuel. The trip time is about 51 minutes, and that includes 5 minutes of contingency, 45 minutes additional final reserve fuel will be taken on board as well. So our minimum takeoff weight is going to be about 99 pounds, which is about an hour 41 minutes worth of fuel that we'll have on board. So plenty of fuel on board. So let's crack on with the checks, because we have the 80th, that was November, so winds are 201 at 17, which you can hear. I can set the, barometric pressure is set, or QNH set. Barometric is 2906. We're going to be departing runway 16. There's a 900-foot broken ceiling, but we do have VFR weather en route. So the first was an aborted takeoff, so I need to scrub the takeoff time. The trip was actually planned for an out time of 12:30, so we were actually off earlier. So good thing, because now we can just depart at our briefed time, which should be 12:30. So let's get to the before start checklist. So that's pre-flight inspection complete, passenger briefing complete, seats and seat belts adjusted and locked. Check the, okay. VR headset is set. Okay, brakes we're going to test. Circuit breakers are all in. Electrical equipment is all off. Avionics master switch is off. Fuel selector is to both. The fuel shut-off valve is pushed in. The on position. Avionics circuit breakers are in. Throttle can come open to 1/4 of an inch. Mixture to idle cutoff. Propeller area. Prop clear. Or clear prop. Master switch can come on. Check the fuel. Turn on the beacon to warn that we're going to be starting. Turn on the auxiliary fuel pump. Set mixture to full rich. Observe fuel flow for about 3 seconds. Turn off fuel pump. Okay, ignition switch. Let's have the mixture at full rich, didn't mean to do that. Okay, and then now we can move mixture to full rich. Open the throttle to 1100 RPM. Oil pressure checked, temps checked. Avionics master switch can now come on. Radios can come on. Retract the flaps. Okay. Just wait for the radios to configure. We'll recheck the ATIS. Course should be set to 297. Wait for the GPS to acquire. Whilst it's doing that, can monitor the ATIS.
Aberdeen Airport information, November 1200 Zulu. Wind 201 at 17.
Check.
Visibility 6.
Check.
Sky condition, ceiling 900 feet broken.
Check.
Temperature 7. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.06. ILS runway 16 in use. Landing and departing runway 16. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have November.
Okay, perfect. Okay, set, pressure set, transponder to standby. Excuse me. So parking brake is set, passenger seat backs upright and secure, seat belts and seats checked, secured, cabin doors are closed and locked, flight controls. Free and correct. Fuel quantity has been checked. Flight instruments have been checked. Mixture. It was set to rich before when we move away, so we'll do the run up. But we can turn the alternator on. Okay, so let's check that we're clear to maneuver. Parking brake off. And we'll go to the run-up area. Oops, no, we don't want to. We want to go to the end of the runway. Excuse me. Okay, taxi lights would be helpful. And landing lights. We put the nav lights on. We're going to also turn on the strobe. And based on the weather, I'm going to put on the keto. Keto heat, that is, of course. Okay. short here. Park and brake on. Okay, so let's reduce the engine to idle. Let's increase to 1500. Check the amps. Check low voltage. Low voltage lights still on, so let's go mixture 4H. Let's come back to 1800. We'll check magnetos. Left, right, no drop off, back to both, bring the throttle back, okay. Okay, so check in patterns, clear, it's set, take off flaps. Mixture is full rich, throttle, nav lights are on, autopilot don't have, electric trim don't have, wings flaps are set. Release parking brake. Aberdeen traffic, Golf Bravo, Echo Lima Victor, lining up runway 16 for VFR departure to the west. Okay. Line up on the center line. To compensate for the crosswind. Okay, smoothly advance the throttles. Full throttle. Little aileron in for the crosswind. Positive rate of climb. Gear handle can come up, so we have fixed gear. Past the 500 feet already. Well, that's because of airport elevation. Flaps can come up. We'll turn onto our course 297. Times 12:52, so that's our out time. Aberdeen traffic, Golf Bravo Echo Lima Victor, leaving the circuit to the northwest 1,700 feet. Okay, that's better, no stutters. So we're going to level off here around 1,850 feet. Some traffic there at our 2 o'clock. Okay, and this leg, it's 3 minutes. Oh, huge updraft. Mixture back to about 75%. So visibility is quite good. Excuse me. We're just following this line feature, this road. That's just off the nose. Okay, and so our turn is going to be on to 340. Enroute, which is coming up soon. Which is just there, down on our left, is Kintor. So we'll make our right turn now, 340. And there, just down there, you can see out the right side window. That's our line feature that we're following. And the town, Enroute, you can visually see it. And this is going to be, well, it's a 2 minute, it's a 2 minute track, but we don't really need the time reference. So you can see the road as it goes through the town. That's what we're following. Now we're going to make our left hand turn to 299 inch for 4 minutes. Pass through those hills. It's 12:57, so just as we pass the hour. Might need to get a little bit more altitude just to make sure we clear those hills up above. but we're still following that road through. So maybe what we'll do is we'll let the hillocks go by on our left, save us having to cross over the ridge at an angle and deal with the updraft, downdraft. Look at that, what a beautiful sight. As soon as we got close, the updraft already starting to take effect. Okay, so elevation on the next track is 4,500 feet above sea level. We're going to turn right onto headiness 321. So we'll start our climb now. Excuse me. And that's set. Let's set 4,500 in there. Okay, it's time for a right turn. To 321 degrees. Yeah, that road down there, that's our line feature. Okay, we'll level off here. We're just about to skirt the bottom of the ceiling. Don't want to go through it. This leg is 5 minutes, so 13:09, 13:08, 13:09. There, off the nose is our reference point. That's Huntley. Need to ensure we don't overfly it below 2,000 feet AGL. And it's bang on 13:08 that we'll pass overhead. So timing is good. So from here, 4 minutes to Keith, same track, 3, 2, 1. So that'll be 13:12. And it's this road coming out of Inch. We're just going to follow that It's right there off the nose. Snakes a little bit to the left. Keeping an eye out for any other traffic. Forgot to set the transponder to altitude reporting. Thought I did it as part of takeoff checks or pre-takeoff checks. That roundabout down there, the junction, it's a reference point. There you can see off the nose, just over the nose. That's our next waypoint. That's Keith. From there we're going to turn slight left 316 degrees for 3 minutes. Having to compensate for the crosswinds. The nose is into the wind. So actually flying ahead of almost like 309 or something like that. Just down our desired track of 319. Okay, so we're about to overfly Keith, so we'll start to get ready for our left turn onto track of 316. There you go, 312. So we'll take a slight left bank. Roll wings level. And this is for 3 minutes. So we're looking for 13:15 on the clock. Just going to follow that road out of town. still haven't mastered starting this with the new throttle quadrant that I've got. Got the Honeywell Bravo now, and getting the throttle setting, the mixture setting right. It's very much trial and error at the moment. Just want to get to a point where I just get it started perfect each time, which might be asking a lot, but I don't want to flood the engine and cause damage to it either. Okay. Next leg coming up soon. Going to be a left turn to 275 degrees to Flores. It's about a 9-minute, 10-minute leg. Ground speed about 98 knots at the moment. Flying into the wind, coming up on the coast. Okay, so we can start our left turn, 275. So 9 minutes 13:25 is what we're looking for. I do love flying over this area in Microsoft Flight Simulator. The lighting, the landscape. Okay, see a few clouds that's broken up ahead. We're just below them. If they start to fall and the ceiling starts coming down towards us, or form, not fall, then we can always reduce our altitude. Okay. Need to correct heading, overcompensating for the crosswind. Now we're flying more into a headwind, so start a shallow descent, just to give us some headroom below the ceiling. Okay, so let's see if we can get that Aberdeen ATIS, shall we? Inverness, Inverness. Okay, about 4 more minutes on this leg. So let's tune the tower 118405. And let's monitor Unicom Com2. right out at the coast now. Once we get to our next waypoint, we'll then turn left onto track 261 to Inverness, which has an elevation of 31 feet. Just see an airfield over there. Need to ensure that we don't encroach their airspace. As part of the flight briefing, just needed to make sure if we were going to drift off track, that it would be to drift off towards the south. So we don't stray into the ATZ. We're watching too much Netflix content. But it's also a good en route reference to say we're definitely on track. So we're just giving it a wide berth. Okay, we can get back on track. Our next turn's coming up. So just left turn onto track 261. Eight minutes.
Inverness Tower Logan 1308 miles northeast inbound for DME runway 23 approach.
You can see it there. 1
Logan
o'clock.
130 Inverness Tower. Altimeter 28.9 7 wind 222 at 8. Cleared for your DME runway 23 approach.
28.9 there. Thank you.
Cleared for your DME runway 23 approach Logan 130.
Exactly what I wanted to know.
Logan 130 wing 222 at 8. Cleared to land runway 23.
So elevation is 31 feet. So we'll aim to enter the pattern about 1,500. So we'll start our descent. Make it a shallow one. So fuel selector is set to both. Mixture, let's go to full rich. All circuit breakers are in, landing lights on. Still got the taxi light on, turn that off. Landing lights were on the entire time as well, no point turning them off. That aircraft will be a good visual reference point for where the runway is as it's on finals.
Inverness Tower City 930 ready for departure runway 23 IFR to Schiphol. City 930 hold short runway 23. Traffic is generic on final. Hold short runway 23 City 930. City 930 altimeter 28.97223 at 8. Cleared for takeoff runway 23. Cleared for takeoff runway 23 City 930.
Mixture full rich. Fuel selectors to both. Circuit breakers all still in. Landing lights configured. Leave flaps as they are for now. Temps and gauges all in the green. Fuel's looking good. Got plenty of fuel. Keeping an eye out for this generic that's on final.
City 930 contact Scottish Center on 119.875. Good day. .875 City 930. Goodbye.
Okay, right now 2,400.
Inverness Tower KLM 930 at runway 23 ready for departure IFR to Schiphol. KLM 930 altimeter 28.94142 at 15. Cleared for takeoff runway 23. Cleared for takeoff runway 23 KLM 930.
2,100 with 4 miles out, so we don't really have that sim ATC here, so if we were on, we would call Inverness traffic, Golf Bravo Echo Victor, inbound 4 DME, runway 23, arrival. But what I should actually have said is Golf Bravo Echo Victor 4 DME to the east, 2,000 feet. Mentioning the runway at this point is unnecessary and probably just confusing. Okay, we're going to level off here, 1,800.
KLM 930 contact Scottish Center on 119.875. Good day.
3 DME.
Going to 119.875.
So here we were able to contact tower for instructions to the Inverness Tower Golf Bravo Echo Victor 2.5 miles to the east, VFR arrival runway 23, and then they'd give us our instructions. Now we're going to enter the pattern overhead, or we're going to merge, cross the runway threshold overhead, and then enter circuit altitude 1,500. 2 miles. So again, on that sim, we're just making sure we call Inverness traffic, Golf Bravo Echo Victor, 2 miles to the east, entering circuit 1,500 feet. You can see traffic down there lining up, or taxiing. Can't quite make it out at the moment. You can just make out the nav lights. So let's descend a little further. Okay, fuel selectors both, fuel cutoff pushed in, on, static air pushed in, on, rich, mixture full rich. All circuit breakers are in, lights configured. Okay. Inverness traffic, Golf Bravo Echo Victor, 1 mile to the east, 1,600 feet. To enter the circuit overhead 1,500. And there we are, 1,500. So let's level off. There we are, overhead 1,500. So now we will turn upwind. Turn crosswind. Inverness traffic, Golf Bravo, Echo Lima Victor, turning crosswind, runway 23. Inverness traffic, Golf Bravo, Echo Lima Victor, turning downwind, runway 23. .10° flaps. Fuel selected to both mixture full rich. Landing lights on, all circuit breakers in, all gauges in the green. At 1,000 feet. Okay. Inverness traffic, Golf Bravo, Echo Lima Victor, turning base, runway 23. Inverness traffic, Golf Bravo, Echo Lima Victor, turning final, runway 23 for full stop landing. Okay, and we'll go landing, flaps. 600 feet. Just above the glide slope. Waiting for the second, there we go, second red on the PAPI, so maintain this rate of descent. Eyes glued to a touchdown point. Final checks, fuels on both, mixtures full rich, circuit breakers all in. Just a little left of center line. Okay, ice to the end of the runway. Throttle coming back to idle. Flare. We are down. Going to take the first taxiway. Okay, this is runway, so we're not gonna. We won't take the first taxiway. We'll go off the final taxiway end of the runway. Landing lights can come off. Pitot can come off. Mixture can come to taxiing. Inverness traffic, Golf Bravo Echo Lima Victor, clear, runway 23. Taxiing to parking, flaps can come up. Strobe can come off. Parking brake. Set. Okay. So, flaps are up, parking brake is set, electrical equipment can come off. Transponder, standby. Now flights come off. Avionics master can come. We won't do that yet. take bus 2 off, otherwise the sim will shut down the flight. Mixture can come to idle cutoff. Fuel selector valve, we will go left this time. Control locks installed, so we need to put avionics on just so we can put the wheel chocks on, the pitot cover, the tie downs and the cowl flaps. Now it can come back off. Ignition come off. Okay, alternator can come off. Let's us make sure, yep, alternator's off. So we just have one leg left to do. We'll get that done before the week is out.